Okay, we're going to do EDD chapter 19.6. This part uses the fold and unfold to great success. But you have to look at the overall part, so let's bring it up here quickly. If you look at this thing, its overall width is nothing that we're concerned with right now. We've got to create a base flange. And that base flange has to work off of this horizontal line, these two bend lines, okay, and it's also its overall height. Now they're saying 2.015. We're going to treat that as like 2 1/4. And then what else? The width is down here to the bend lines, 1.663. So that gives you this line, and 2.015 because we're going to make 2 1/4 because we need a little extra meat here at the bottom, and you'll see how that comes into play. Always get that aside, and alright, we'll top plane and we'll sketch. Do a corner rectangle. And like I said, we're going to use its the bends, which is 1.663 times 2. Okay. And the overall height, we're just going to make it 2.25, just to give a little extra meats. And it says it's 11 gauge, which in steel is 0.123. So we'll go into an ISO view and do the base flange. I'm going to go down. Okay. 0.123. Okay. We look back at that drawing. You can see on the reference dimension on the left side 1.882. So we're going to figure out how far we're going to bend this. So we'll do an edge flange. Okay. And we're going to do from this edge, so it's bending right at that bend line. And like I said, the reference dimensions is 1.882. And we're going to make ours 2 inches. And another edge flange. And also 2 inches. And a happy check mark. Okay, so right now we have the part. And we're going to do a save as 19.06. And I'm going to put an A behind it. So it's saved. Now we're going to unfold. So we go to the, here you can see there's unfold, and right below it is fold. So if I hit unfold, it's going to say the fixed face, right? Which is that. And then collect the bends. What that means is it's collecting all the bends that happened. And if you hit the happy check mark, it's going to flatten it for you. And if I go to the top view, quick save, right now we got to introduce some geometry. So the harder geometry are these radii. So you can see on the flat pattern there's a 1.656 dimension. So we're going to go in this face and we're going to sketch that 1.156 we need, or 1.656 right down here. And that's just giving you to the top of the curvature of the internal radius, right? So now I've got to do, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to do a construction line. So I'm going to go right from the center of it down, and I'll dimension that to the radius, which is, I'm going to use the max 9.031. Okay. And then we also know that we're going to need offset from this line, which is still your bend line, a different curvature of the 8.876, but it's offset 1.663. So we're going to grab that. We're going to offset it. We're going to do bidirectional, and we're going to call it 1.663. Okay, and a happy check mark. And we're going to go and change those to construction also, and this horizontal that we just did originally. Okay. CAD sometimes is a lot of sketching. Okay. So the first circle is easy. It's going to go from the center up to here. And the second circles are off of here and here. And we have to put in their dimensions. So I'm going to use max again. We're going to call it 8.876 times 2 because they're given as radii. Alright, and then this one, same thing. We already know the dimension because we can see it there. It's at 17.752. Alright, and these are the curvatures. And you got to trim this stuff a little too. Don't do that just yet. Alright. We need this inside curve. So we can do a trim closest, and we get rid of this and this. Okay, so that inside curve is there now, except for this little piece down here. Get rid of it. Okay, and we're going to need these other pieces, but we can't really do much with them yet. Okay, but we can trim here and here and get rid of a little bit of that schmutz. So we can get rid of this and this. Okay, and look what happens. It all turns ugly. You know what? We're going to let it stay ugly for a while because it'll clean itself up once we start getting rid of things. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is we need the overall width. Okay. All right. So again, that 1.882 is from this center line. All right, and I can just delete all, and look at that. Wow, it's happy again, right? So I take the center line. And I can, or the bend line, I can offset at that 1.882. Okay, but not bidirectional. And make sure it's that way. Okay, and the same thing with this one. So again, we're going to offset it. Right, so that gives me the next piece of the curve. So I can do a little more trimming. So I can do a trim closest and get rid of this. And this gives me that curve. And then I don't need these at all. This one, this one. And now you have your sort of your little bat wing going on here. Right, we know it goes all the way up. So we can grab this and convert it. Happy check mark. We're going to do some trim corner. Here and here. Here and there. This and this. And this and this. Okay. And then what's next? We have one more thing, which is those there's like little cuts right in here. Okay. What we're going to do is, let's zoom in here. Looks like, look at that, the schmutz factor. All right. You got to be careful with these things. Let's get rid of him. And if there's one there, there's most likely another one over here. Okay. And we don't need that because that will definitely screw you up. Okay. On these lines, what we're going to do is draw 2 quick circles, but just on them. Don't dimension them just yet. Okay. Show you some other interesting things. So those radii are called out as 281. So we're going to put 281 times 2, and 281 times 2. Okay. I'm going to grab the center of this one, just bring him down a little, and the same with this one, and you'll see why in a second. And I'm going to do a quick center line off of their quadrants, so here to here. And I'm going to grab that center line, right click, and I'm going to add a relation. We're going to make her horizontal. See, now they're lined up. And then they are dimensioned from this theoretical intersection up. Okay, so let's grab this line. They should move with it, right? And then if I grab the smart dimension here to here, and they're saying, using the max again, 0.125, and that positions those. What do you have to do here? Trim again, right? So we're going to get rid of this, and this, and this, and this. Okay. And the same thing over here. This, this, and this. Right, so it leaves that little cutout. And what I'm going to do, a couple different ways. You can actually just use this as a cut, extrude, and reverse sides. So let's try that first. So it's going to features, cut, extrude, right? Length to thickness. I think everything is okay. Let's hit the happy check mark. It contains an open contour. Okay, so we got a little something going on here. So do we see anything open? Obviously, it's trimmed. Trimmed over here. Trimmed up there. What it means is somewhere there may be a little bit of, here we go. Is this a little line here? Nope. That's that. Right. What about here? This looks like it might be something right here. A little window. Window in the opposite direction. Yep. Something. And a little something again. Let's hit cancel on it. Now let's see if we can do it. There might have just been a little bit of schmutz left in there, so we can cut extrude again. And now it's still giving us a little bit of aggravation. Alright, so I'm going to do it a different way. In this sketch, I'm just going to do a quick center rectangle. I'm just going to stretch it out so it's bigger than everything else. So I'm going to do everything so it's bigger than everything else, and now let's see if we can get this thing to extrude cut. Alright, so there's something in here, but what I can do is I can grab this and it should make everything. Link it to thickness, happy check mark, right, and it leaves us with everything that we wanted. And what we can do quickly is do an unfold. Right, so it's going to still select the original face, collect the bends, which are the original ones that we made. Right, now you see it bends up. But I'm going to delete that feature because I don't need it yet. Right. And then finally I can look at this face and I can sketch on it. Right, we need this and this, okay, because we know we're at the proper width. We're going to convert those. We've got to create this triangle. Well, that triangle comes in again from the 1.882, so we're going to have to offset this. Okay, and we'll make that construction quickly. And we also know from the dimension that from this edge down it comes down 1.281. Again, I'm using the max dimensions. So 1.281. Right, and we'll take that guy and turn him into construction also. And we cannot collect the dots yet because we need the trim. So we're going to do a trim corner. Just so we close it up. And we'll do a trim corner here just quickly. And I should be able to put a line from there to here. And do a feature. Right, link it to thickness. Should get rid of that triangle. Should let us mirror. So we'll go mirror on the right side, cut extrude, happy check mark. It's there. They ask for a bunch of fillets and things like that. Hopefully you can do those by now. And let's do an unfold. Again, it's going to select the original face, collect the bends, the two bends that we had, and it bends right up. Okay, so now if we delete that again, we can go in and create all our little fillets that go around here. And then lastly, you have to draw on those two slots on this face. And that is the 1906 part using fold and unfold.